tonight, adding new first responders.
A police car, a fire truck, or an ambulance isn't always the right tool for the job.
Winnipeg's mayor says a plan could save emergency services thousands of hours. Also tonight, the cat came back.
It's pretty exciting.
How far this feline roamed and who brought it back home. And later, a $3 million trail extension, where a popular walking route is expanding to.
CTV News, live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The city of Winnipeg could soon have yet another emergency response unit to handle mental health calls. A new study commissioned by the mayor recommends a model using community organizations to help people in crisis instead of emergency responders. CTV's Jeff Keel explains how it'll work.
Justin Mannix sees his share of people struggling with mental health issues.
People are just losing their minds. They're yelling and screaming at no one, and the response to that is like very low.
Normally, he says an ambulance or fire truck arrives on scene, but he believes there is a better way.
They need some kind of worker that just deals with the mental health or mental stability of people.
An independent study is recommending the city create another emergency response system to deal with mental health calls, in addition to police, fire, and ambulance, a concept the mayor has been calling for.
It's about getting the right response from the right provider at the right time to meet the need.
The report says this could reroute more than 10,000 911 calls a year, freeing up police, fire, and paramedics. Police say they deal with more than 20,000 well-being checks alone each year. Often officers are stuck at the hospital waiting with a person in crisis.
We just had a very violent weekend. The frustration that they can't be out there doing the work that they're trained to keep our city safe.
Under the plan, eligible 911 calls would be diverted to a community crisis dispatch and hub, which would send mobile teams to provide care as well as follow-up supports. Staff from a number of existing community organizations, like the Downtown Community Safety Partnership, will be tasked with providing the care.
It'll be a service standard to ensure that we can do everything possible to ensure that person's taken care of at the scene and followed up.
The criteria to divert calls includes situations where no criminal act has occurred, there is no weapon or violence, the person is asking for help, no forced entry is required, and there are no injuries or medical concerns.
I've been to many mental health calls, and I can tell you the majority of them are non-violent.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
This could cost close to $6 million. Gillingham says he will be asking council to endorse the report's recommendations in September and request the province partner with the city to make it happen. In a statement, Minister Bernadette Smith says they are committed to ongoing collaboration with the city, first responders, police, and community partners to ensure the front line is well prepared to support the needs of Manitobans. The first supervised drug consumption site in Manitoba has an opening date. The province says the site, located at 366 Henry Avenue, will open August 11th. It'll open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. That's when people can access drug testing, staff supervised injection spaces, as well as information on addiction support and treatment. The Aboriginal Health and Wellness Center is running the site and is currently training staff. Meanwhile, we're learning today the city's police chief intends to move ahead with some type of drug enforcement campaign coming off a 10-day blitz late last month. But Jean Bowers was light on the details.
There's a place for enforcement and there's a place for harm reduction, and it's how do we do that together? It's about the people out there and getting them the help that they need, and also it's about the safety of our community, our general community as well.
The chief says he's had meetings with local harm reduction groups with another plan for this week. Without getting into specifics, Bowers says the service is working on a future enforcement-related plan. He says the service will release the blitz's results and the service's future plans once those details are in order. Out-of-control wildfires have forced more than 200,000 people out of their homes in France. The huge flames are creeping closer to the city of Bordeaux. It's home to a lot of people, including a former Winnipegger. CTV's John Hendricks spoke with him about the danger the area he lives in is now facing.
A disaster is steadily unfolding in France. A massive wildfire has already consumed more than 40,000 hectares, and it's still burning out of control.
La situation n'est pas favorable puisque le feu n'est.
The situation is not under control, says this firefighter. The fire is still not contained in this area, nor, I suppose, in the others. The fire is burning on the outskirts of Bordeaux, a region known the world over for its wine. It's the home of former Winnipegger Matthew Willis.
There's definitely this sort of disquieting enemy at the gate sort of feeling where people are still here living their lives, but just outside the city, there's, you know, they're saying it's one of the biggest fires that France has seen since the Second World War.
Willis, a writer, moved to the city with his girlfriend 5 years ago. He says 250,000 people have been evacuated there from surrounding towns and villages.
I'm not really sure what will happen if those people will then need to be evacuated elsewhere. So, yeah, where we're supposed to go is we're not quite sure right now.
But Willis says they're nowhere close to that nightmare scenario yet. Firefighters are battling the flames around the clock, including with some indirect help from Canada.
It was really encouraging to hear that they're using the Canadair planes to fight the fire. You know, little bit of national pride for that.
Pride and resolve in the face of a fire that remains quite dangerous. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Equally dangerous blazes in Spain have also forced thousands of people out of their homes. Manitoba's lifted a wildfire evacuation order for residents of a northern community who's been out of their homes for a month. The Manitoba Emergency Management Organization says the fire situation has improved and residents of OPCN can return. The First Nation, located near South Indian Lake, said 600 members left in the beginning in late June. Wildfires also cut power to the community, but yesterday Manitoba Hydro said it's been restored. The province says a nearby 17,000 hectare fire is being held. There are 144 wildfires burning in the province, including one out of control. A Hamilton, Ontario cat's misadventures in Manitoba are about to come to an end. Goldie will soon be reunited with his family after getting lost in Virden.
For some reason, Goldie got out of her little kennel thing and was gone, and they couldn't wait any longer. They had to get back for work reasons.
Goldie the cat, as you see here, escaped July 11th when his family stopped at Lions Campground for the night during its move across Canada. A few days later, Virden Animal Control and Westman Area Lost Pets successfully trapped him. They put out a call to find someone flying to Ontario to help reunite Goldie with his family. And on Thursday, Sharon Ellerington will be doing just that.
It's pretty exciting to be able to think that you can reunite an animal with their family over 2,000 kilometers away.
Ellerington says she's been in touch with Goldie's family and they're very excited to have him back in their arms, especially the 3 young kids. And here's our first look at tonight's weather. It's hot right now downtown, 24 degrees Celsius, but feels more like 32 with the humidity. We've got a clear sky right now with pressure dropping and humidity sitting at 83%. Tonight in Winnipeg, temperatures won't get a whole lot cooler. 21 degrees is the expected low with a mainly clear sky for us. Tomorrow morning starts off mainly sunny and 23 degrees. Coming up, farmers' fields turn to swamps. Manitoba food growers are calling for help after being hit hard by flooding. How they're coping with an unexpected loss of cash flow next. Fallout from extreme storms earlier this summer continue to wreak havoc for farmers just north of Winnipeg. Tonight, some St. Andrews residents still have hundreds of acres underwater. CTV's Joseph Bernanke explains why some farmers are asking the RM and province to step up and help drain the problem.
That is cattails under good productive farmland, and there'll probably be more in a couple weeks here.
All St. Andrews farmer Alan Olenek can do is watch how floodwater drowns part of this year's soybean crop. Algae has even formed in the field where more than 100 acres was wiped out from rainfall in mid-June.
We had it seeded corner to corner here. There's 180 acres here that was seeded, and as we're standing behind here, I would say about half of it was wiped out here. It's devastating to see this, definitely.
Weeks later, much of that water is still here.
This field behind us over here has been underwater for 6 weeks, and it should be long gone already. And part of the reason is the failing infrastructure, and this storm showed us how fragile it really is.
Proyan and Olenek both farm near Parks Creek, which flows into the Red River. Water has been stagnant here for weeks, and they say the culvert hasn't drained properly in a decade. Now, they are upset that these failures weren't addressed by the RM and the province.
It's an issue for all of us. I agree with the farmers. We've got to move water, but we all have to move together, federal, provincial.
Brent Olenek, CAO for the RM, says they declared a state of emergency last month and filed for disaster financial assistance. He says repairs and remediation are going to take time.
We've been repairing roads. We've been taking out culverts that were there. We've been upsizing them where possible.
CTV News reached out to the province for a response. In a statement, a provincial spokesperson said in part, staff have been meeting with affected municipalities and will be in contact with local officials, including the RM of St. Andrews.
Just in the field behind us, there's a good $120,000 that we lost.
Meantime, canola farmers like Curtis McRae are already cutting their losses.
End of July, we're getting to the real reality of what happened, because now I'm tilling up what should have been real field, beautiful field to be harvesting, and now it's just getting ground into the dirt and getting ready for next year.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, near St. Andrews, Manitoba.
Police are confirming an animal rescue volunteer found dead earlier this month was attacked by dogs. Amanda Nobis was found July 17th in Sandy Bay First Nation. Today, Manitoba First Nations Police Service say a post-mortem exam found her injuries were consistent with a dog attack. The 37-year-old was affiliated with Canine Advocacy Manitoba. Police believe she went alone to pick up puppies from a Sandy Bay home, but the owner wasn't there and two of their dogs attacked her. The dogs have since been put down. And in the wake of Amanda Nobis's death, Manitoba Animal Rescues are sending out an urgent call.
This will hopefully open up people's eyes to how bad it is in Manitoba. The rescues, we can't do it ourselves anymore. We are drowning. Every single day we get asked to take animals, dogs and cats, from all over Manitoba, and we're drowning. Even the Humane Society is full. Winnipeg Animal Services is full. All the rescues in Manitoba are full. Like, we can't do it on our own anymore.
Canine Advocacy Manitoba, Winnipeg Humane Society, and 15 other organizations have signed on to a letter calling the lack of animal supports in the province a systemic crisis. It's calling on governments to create an animal welfare advisory committee. They are also calling for multi-government funding to support community-led programs, vet care access, and spay and neuter services. Manitoba's Child and Family Services financial practices are going under the microscope.
It's really important for us, as we are on this path to jurisdiction, to ensure that we have a good line of sight of the fiscal health of the CFS system.
Families Minister Nahani Fontaine says an external review has been ordered after seeing the preliminary results of a financial audit. She says since 2023, the province has spent an additional $77 million across the Child and Family Services system. The review will probe how agencies spend its money, the impact of 7 years of upfront funding, along with concerns raised by Indigenous leadership and agencies.
The review will examine the fiscal health and pressures for the CFS system, as well as the financial management practices within the governance structures which support funding decisions and accountability throughout the system.
The results will be used to help make future decisions for CFS. Fontaine hopes to have an independent third party chosen before October and the review's findings made public by the end of 2027. The province is promising safety improvements to a trail in the Whiteshell after the tragic drownings of 2 boys earlier this month. The government plans to install fencing around certain areas covered in slippery rocks at Sturgeon Falls Trail. It also intends to build fenced viewing areas for people to safely appreciate the scenery, along with updated signage warning about the rocks in undertow.
For those folks that are familiar with the site, there's basically the trail kind of leads to a main area, and then there's 2 additional areas on the side. That fence is going to run the entire length of the falls. Anywhere that it was deemed from the parks team that this is the more at-risk areas. The fence is going to wrap along the wooded area that will help kind of corral people to the different sections.
Environment Minister Mike Moy says Manitoba Parks will be reviewing its parks to see if changes are needed in other potentially dangerous areas. The trail here will remain closed until the upgrades are installed. The move comes less than 2 weeks after 10-year-old Maximo O. Ramirez and his older brother, 13-year-old Aaron O. Ramirez, were swept away into the rapids. A festival on the southeastern shores of Lake Winnipeg is cultivating community.
We're a mashup of a festival, a conference, and a summer camp because people come on out, they camp for the weekend, they make themselves at home on the farm.
The Take Root Festival is a 3-day event bringing people together with local food, a market, activities for all ages, and a series of workshops. Organizers hope attendees leave feeling more connected with the natural world and gain homesteader skills they can use in the modern world. The Take Roots Festival takes place August 7th through 9th in Thalberg. Still to come, the latest buzz in Brandon, how it's taming a pesky mosquito population, plus hot and sticky. We'll show you how the long weekend's shaping up, still to come in your complete Skywatch forecast. Tonight's Skywatch pick of the, night comes to us thanks to Ross, snapping this beautiful sunset shot in Onanol. I can never say it. I'm very sorry, folks. Near Riding Mountain. You can send your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. Taking a look over the next few days across not just Manitoba, but also Ontario, we have got a lot of heat still on the way. I'll show you just a couple of those areas. I'll move to the side here. As you saw earlier, yes, this heat warning stretched all the way to the south, but it does actually impact parts of northern Manitoba as well, including Flin Flon and the Paw. Oxford House, you are not under this warning. However, much of northwestern Ontario is, including Sandy Lake and Fort Francis. So over the next few days, we are expecting the heat to continue, with overnight lows really not giving us much to cool off with. Taking a look here in Manitoba at the possible rain, we are seeing that there is a chance tomorrow, particularly in western Manitoba, of some scattered showers. Not here in Winnipeg, though. That doesn't mean we're not going to get rain eventually this week, though. I know your gardens are waiting for that. We are seeing, though, tomorrow night potentially even a severe thunderstorm in northern Manitoba. It will really stretch and get most intense overnight, particularly stretching to areas including Gillam and possibly even Churchill. However, that system will start to push out as the morning approaches. That's when things get a little more interesting here in Winnipeg. As you can see, this system is bringing along with it potentially a thunderstorm to us here in the city, as well over in northwestern Ontario, including Kenora. That system, though, will be stronger in the evening for northwestern Ontario than what we see here in Winnipeg. And taking a look across the north, actually quite a bit of fog overnight, as you can see, including in areas like Thompson and Island Lake. Island Lake hot tomorrow with a high of 30 degrees. However, mostly cloudy sky for you. And fog across the north includes the Paw, where 30 degrees will be your high tomorrow. tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud. We are seeing temperatures tonight in Brandon are expected to drop to 18 degrees. However, a chance of a thunderstorm for the whole Westman region, actually all the way up even to Dauphin tomorrow with a high of 32 degrees. Here in Winnipeg, 34 is going to be our high tomorrow. Mostly sunny, whereas some folks closer to the Ontario border could see some rain, and that also includes places from Kenora all the way to Fort Francis tomorrow with a high of 31 degrees there for you. And as mentioned, we could be seeing some showers on Thursday. If you're in Brandon, you'll soon be hopefully spotting less mosquitoes. Overnight fogging starts tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m., weather pending. Delta Guard 20EW will be used. The city is offering a 90-meter buffer zone to those who register by 9 a.m. tomorrow. For more information, head to brandon.ca. Heckling turned out to work better than flirting for this couple. We'll show you how their meet cute was the first step to helping aging seniors next. A couple that first met as teenagers in band camp has played all the right notes throughout the years as they write the soundtrack to their life together. CTV's Adam Swatsky has more.
Rather than accordion, Adam Faber was playing piano during the band camp performance that changed his life.
Trying to show off as a 15-year-old boy would.
But instead of applauding, a 13-year-old girl in the back was heckling him.
Play Freebird, or whatever she was hollering at me.
She was flautist Sarah Faber, who was struck by Adam's musical talent and multicolored smile.
Really, really neon elastic colored braces, and I was like, yeah.
That's my guy.
That's the guy.
Although what they were thinking during their first conversation after that was different.
I felt like there was a lot of chemistry and, like violin lines and...
I'm out of my league, man. You're just sitting there going, oh my God, a girl.
After chatting effortlessly and playing together daily, Sarah and Adam agreed to start dating immediately after band camp.
A 25-minute drive when you don't have your license is an eternity away.
But despite the distance, the couple kept growing closer and dated consistently from middle school through university.
Enough stayed the same, and then what did changed in a way that both of us were still drawn to.
You kind of realize that you don't picture your life with anyone else.
So Adam proposed, Sarah said yes, and then they both vowed, I do.
I think each of us think the other is the cooler one.
After being married for almost 18 years and together for more than 25, now Dr. Sarah works as a neuroscientist, while Adam's hobby is crafting satirical songs like this one about community conflict over pickleball.
I wish that there was anything that I could say or do so they keep it down.
Well, his lyrics inspire enduring smiles, and her research shows the benefits of music on the aging brain. Adam and Sarah credit their longevity on always playing the soundtrack to their enduring love story together.
And every time we play it together, it's just like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, we'll be out on the porch in our rocking chairs, kind of remembering the fun times in the old songs, and maybe playing a few new ones.
Adam Swatsky, CTV News.
Folks in North Winnipeg will soon see a popular trail grow thanks to a $3 million extension. Ground broke this afternoon on the second phase of the Northwest Hydro Corridor. A 3-kilometer trail currently runs just west of McPhillips Avenue from Leela Avenue to Selkirk Avenue. The extension will add roughly a kilometer of trail on either end, plus new lighting, benches, and offshoot paths. Construction's expected to get underway this summer. This rooftop patio has the best view in town for certain diners. How Londoners are taking bird watching to a whole new level, and we'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
It'll be a hazy day tomorrow here in Winnipeg. Mostly sunny throughout the day. However, it's going to be very, very hot with that humidity, feeling more like 42. So if you are heading outside, make sure you are using extra precautions, especially throughout the late afternoon and evening. If bird watchers are called birders, are these enthusiasts called planers? A hotel balcony near Heathrow in London is the meeting spot for the Plane Spotting Club. The club is a gathering. People want to see different types of planes and turn the sightings into art. Heathrow is known as Plane Spotters Paradise because of all the different aircraft that come and go on really any given day. And that's it for us tonight. Thank you for watching, and good night.